Hi, Bryan. Great to talk to you. It's an honor to talk to you. Thank you for this interview. Tell me, please, how do you feel about your next visit to Mexico with this Get Up tour?
Well, I hope everybody's okay after the earthquake. We're looking forward to being there and having some fun. I hope everyone's okay.
Thank you, Bryan. How do you describe the show, and how do you go with picking the songs? How do you decide the playlist for the concert, for the tour? Because you have a lot of songs.
Obviously, we choose the songs that everyone likes and the most popular songs, and then we're adding a few songs from the new album, and yeah, that's what we do.
Do you have favorite songs? Maybe a song that is really special for you and you just can't stop singing in a concert?
Yeah, I mean, those are the most popular ones, obviously.
Okay, we know that the show maybe is the same around the world, but the audience is different. How different could be the show for you in each city if you play?
It really depends so much on where we're playing, but Mexican audiences have always been brilliant, and that's why we're coming back.
Do you have special memories or anecdotes or thoughts about Mexico?
Only that the food's amazing.
For example?
Like some guacamole.
Do you like guacamole?
Yeah.
Okay, Bryan, do you remember your first concert as a professional? How do you feel, and how different feels now when you are in front of the audience?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Some of the first shows, so I mean it's completely different. I mean, back then I didn't have enough songs. Nobody knew who I was, so nowadays it's much better, obviously.
And now you're very famous. You are known around the world. What is the best part of being famous, or the worst part?
Well, the best part, obviously, is to be able to travel the world and play music. Because imagine a life of making music. It's a dream, and there really isn't. The only real downside, the worst part about it, is traveling. Sometimes travel can be very difficult. Getting to airports.
Yes.
Endless security and da. So, but like I say, sometimes they don't pay me to play music. They pay me to travel.
It's exhausting.
Obviously it depends on where you're going, and how long you go for. I try to go for 10 days a month and then take a break.
How many concerts a year? Like 100?
About 120.
Wow. Well, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh my God. You've been on the show business for many years, and now the music industry has changed a lot. What is your opinion about the current music industry, Bryan?
I think there's some great new artists, and it's quite an interesting time. I hope it continues to get better for musicians, because it's up to the songwriters. I hope they can survive in a world where there's no records anymore.
Yes.
So I hope I really hope that new songwriters and new artists are able to make enough money to survive.
Also, I remember, Bryan, that in the 80s and in the 90s, we had a lot of singers with a special voice or a special sound. And maybe it's just me, but when you turn on the radio, everything sounds like the same or similar. What is your opinion about this topic and the new artists in general?
How old are you?
I am 37.
Hey, maybe you're getting too old.
Maybe. But when I turn on
I remember my father would say to me the same thing. Everything sounds the bloody same,
Really?
But I could tell the difference. So maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just. I know what you mean, though. I mean, there is a lot of the same technology being applied to all of the records that are being made. They're all being made on a computer. Very, very few artists go into the studio as a band.
And maybe, Bryan, the technology is against the creativity?
No, I don't think so. I think it's all how you use technology. Technology is, it's much easier now to communicate and to record ideas.
Okay, Bryan, I know you are a vegan and you are really, really animal protector. You have worked with PETA. When did you get serious about this topic, and why?
I was approached by PETA because they found out that I was a vegan, and they asked me to promote and support them, which I do. I think the more information that we get on how we eat and what we eat, it's important to understand that. It's important to understand what you're putting into yourself, because just because somebody says you should eat that doesn't mean you should eat it. And, I was brought up by British parents and who led me to believe that it was important to eat meat, but of course I found out that it was not. When I discovered for myself that it wasn't making me feel very good, I moved on, and it changed my life. I would never go back.
Okay, that's wonderful. Your life as a photographer is another side of you. Are you still in this profession?
Oh yeah.
How do you combine the music side and the photography side?
You just do. I find time for everything. Anything that's creative, I find time for it.
Are you taking photos of your concerts?
Sometimes. It's quite hard to be on stage and taking pictures and singing.
And do you have new projects as a photographer? Maybe a new book?
I'm working on some ideas, and yeah, there's things bubbling for next year.
And what is about?
Well, it's just more of the work that I've been doing. If you're familiar with the other books that I've made, then you'd know it's just a continuation of that.
Bryan, do you think about the future? I mean, for how long are you planning to do these concert tours, interviews? Do you think about it?
I think that, well, first of all, I don't do that many interviews, so that's okay. But as far as touring is concerned, yeah, I mean, I go out and tour because I've got a band, and I've got about 40 people that I employ, and so we have to keep working. And I really love to sing.
Bryan, I know.
I guess as long as people come to the shows, I'll go and tour.
Okay. Bryan, I know you speak Portuguese?
No.
No? What about Spanish?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, it's if I concentrate, like for example, on my Instagram, I put a message to Mexico about a week ago, and I had to practice my Spanish.
Would you like tell something to the people who is coming to your concert in Guadalajara this October 15th?
Yeah, I look forward to rocking out with you as soon as possible.
Mr. Bryan Adams, thank you very much for your time, for the interview. It was an honor.
My pleasure. Great. Well, it was wonderful to speak to you. Give my best to everybody in Guadalajara.
Thank you very much.